Assalamu alaikum. Uh, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Astaghfirullah azim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. The messengers of Allah sent a new message to worship Allah alone, and to worship Allah alone, and to bear witness there is no other God besides Allah. And disbelievers, on the other hand, do not deny that Allah exists, but only wish to claim that they only want to claim that Satan can be another deity beside Allah. So they say it's ones and twos, all the opposites, like darkness and light, evil and good, wrong or right, harm or help, despicable or beautiful, burden or ease, destroy or rest. They say it's ones and twos, but it's not really ones and twos, it's zeros and ones. It says the west sees the sun set, and you could call it blindness or darkness, where one can't see anything because there's no sun in the sky, and there's a period of darkness when people usually close their eyes to rest and to recharge their energy levels and to give their brain a rest and the heart and everything on the body a rest. And then when the sun rises from the east, is a period of seeking provisions, because you spend the night in rest mode and you haven't eaten anything, and your body's recharged, but now it needs some energy to keep itself going. And this is a cyclical thing that goes on daily for most creatures. They're seeking provisions throughout the day, and at night they're resting. And that's so the west is like zeros and east is like ones. Ones who are singular, not dualish or anything. However, the satanic claim that there can be another God, with Allah, has led to how should I put this now without getting confused? They think they're one up on the west side and we're two up on the east side. But no, it's zeros and ones. That's the first thing you got to remember. It's not ones and twos, it's zeros and ones. As in computer science too, it's all zeros and ones. And they've gone from 0 to 2 up on the west side. They're up during the night. Being up and during the night, they're feeding on the blood of humans and becoming soulless vampires who want to enslave humans and hate humans, and do not want humans to return to the Garden of Eden. And their duality is shown with the fact that they deny the last day, they claim God is dead and heaven is on earth, wanting to share in the plunder with the proud. With the old CI, you see them all networking every night. You know, they're networking. Now, if I wanted to talk to them, they won't talk to me as an equal. They have to prove they're better than me. That's what they keep trying to prove themselves, to be better than me. Whereas I know everyone is one, everyone's singular, everyone should be singular, as I am singular, but they're not. They're all duelist pirates and gold diggers. They'll twist everything you say just to give themselves some sort of wicked laughter or something that they did something when all they're doing is following Gar Gregory, the philosophy dog. He's an enemy of humans because because karma killed him, and because he committed evil, he faced Allah's retribution and died. But the Queen can't accept that. The Queen of England can't accept that he died because of karma. She thinks we killed him, and just like any time Allah's retribution occurs, they call us terrorists and start killing humans off because they can't face it, because they're disbelievers in Allah. They don't know how to face Allah. All they can do is just enslave humans. That's how pathetic Western dark scientists are. White supremacists. Even though it's clear to them that it was Allah's retribution that occurred, and it had nothing to do with the humans, but they were committing evil against, or creatures they were committing evil against, only it backfired on them. But they can't accept that. To accept that is to accept Allah when they are all sinners who claim that God is dead. How are they supposed to go to Allah now after claiming God is dead and heaven is on earth? And all the people that sold out to satanic wannabes, lies and philosophical dogmas based on Gar Gregory's philosophy. You see, in every aspect, it's a Masonic devils, Masonic white supremacists who are committing evil. And yeah, they say, why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you go and travel to time and find out who was doing evil and stop me? Because that's what we can do. That is some means that we have right now that you can do that. That's what they say to themselves because of the all-seeing. But instead we're told, well, we used to be one up during the day, but now we're one down. Everyone's getting persecuted for believing in Allah. Anyone who believes in Allah is getting persecuted. Because every time they see anyone with a soul who's been remembering Allah, who's been devoting his worship to Allah, who's been reciting Allah's words, the Quran, they get jealous and they think, why has he got soul when we were all soulless vampires? Why is he a success and while we are all failures? That's what they say to themselves. But they don't think about redeeming their souls, they just take it out on humans instead. They'll attack infants. They'll make YouTube videos for vampires, telling them about red blood and green blood and all this stuff. And you go to sleep at night, and just because your daughter watched the video, one of the children's video, they start attacking you, intruding your sleep and causing suffering. You can post a post on Facebook. Next thing you know, some vampire is going to start attacking you in your sleep, just causing suffering with the intruding. That's what they do to babies, and that's why babies start crying all night. Unless they are Allah's muneebs, submitters to Allah. MashaAllah, shukr, alhamdulillah. It's the descendants of Abraham, because Allah's blessed them with enlightenment, because they're true devotees of Allah and imams from the line of Isaac and Jacob. The white supremacists just simply indulge on all the good stuff, see what it feels like. See what it feels like to have the OCR when it belongs in the Garden of Eden. See what it feels like to steal all the souls of humans or win souls of humans because you're vampires. You know. And this one handles the good stuff. See what it feels like to slave all the good, beautiful women into dogs culture, or strippers and whores. See what it feels like to lie and claim two is better than one. That's all they're doing. And it's not two better than one, it's zeros and ones. Zeros and ones. Which is as you can see, is zeros and ones anyway. Even in male and female genitals, it's zeros and ones. Female and male genitals. But they call the ones cats, and they think cats are girls, and dogs are males, when it could actually mean the opposite. Pagans are dogs, and Abrahamic Semites are cats. It's obvious. You know? But all of them are enslaved under some Masonic soulless vampire Gregory philosophy dog. They're all being enslaved. And none of them can repent. But for us, it's true shall set you free, and that's all they can do. Just set me free. I don't have to worry about the fame or anything. But why did they all do what they did? Because they're devils, and they want to arrest Allah's victory. But the thing is, they can't avoid it either. They can pretend they're neutral towards devils when a human's in front of them, talking to them, not even expecting a question of death, not even doing a question of death where they have to turn to sheeple or terrorists, not even commanding them to commit evil. Instead, he's denouncing the devil, and they're so deluded and full of lies and porky greed. And all they want to do is just win his soul. Well, life is nothing but mere illusions. Just illusions. They're consuming the earth for the sake of indulgence. Look how much money, look how much resources go into producing music, producing movies, and producing television programs. Where does it all end up? In some warehouse or something, or burn, so that no one can make money on it. And all their sets and all their glamorizations and things, they all sell their souls. State education is about selling your soul. It isn't about redeeming your soul. It's about being an actor, and not about being a real person. That's what state education is all about. The state is an enemy of Islam. It's always been the case. They call Semites terrorists. But really everyone knows they're more calmness because they trust in Allah. And Allah never lets their enemies triumph over them. They choose force, we choose will. They have temporal force, causal acts, trip you over by the door, make you fall on the floor. When say with pain there is gain. As soon as your child mentions Allah, he'll bump his head or something. We know we're getting persecuted on that because Satan is an avowed enemy of humans. But he knows he's doomed, he realises he's doomed. So I don't know why everyone still thinks they got all the time in the world. When the first question of death occurred in the rebellion in the high society when Allah created Adam, he realised he was doomed because he didn't lead to a scientific breakthrough. Because some do devote their worship absolutely to Allah alone, whereas they think everyone's morally corrupt. It's very hard in this day and society to grow up and be morally strong because there's so much corruption everywhere. But it's more apparent now, but at least it's getting exposed now. My children are inheriting my position and my experience, though they didn't go through the trials and tribulations that I went through. But inshallah, I just hope and pray that they stay firm in their faith and that Allah protects them from sinning until it becomes too late for them to repent. And therefore, and that they don't resent Allah's discipline or do not resent Allah's discipline or despises. Do not resent His rebuke or despise His discipline. And so you see all this arrogance against what we write, what we say. Most people's agenda is to cause suffering. It isn't to enlighten. It isn't to bring ease. It is to continually cause suffering. They'll intrude your sleep so you can't sleep at night. They'll backbite. They'll attack you as soon as you leave when you said nothing to them, or in every way what they're doing is hurt humans and trying to hurt humans, but instead they just commit evil, and all that will happen is humans learn a lesson from it, and they'll just get retribution. They'll get paid for their committing evil and mischief. That's all they get. Goran Gregorian's philosophy dog, it's not that good. You see, he relies on the all-seeing eye, which runs in the Garden of Eden. All the acting, how they see themselves acting, how they can act and see themselves doing what they're doing, how do they do that? How do they know the script without even reading the script? How do they perform all these elaborate stunts on sets and without even thinking about it? It's because they're all using all CI. So they're not that good, and they know they're not that good. Or they're using gins. Same with sport. They can't do nothing if they remember Allah. But if they use gins, they can you know abuse people basically. That's all they do. Abuse, 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 abuse the sport. That's all it is. The gins are just abusing the sport, so that when anyone who doesn't use a gin comes along, he feels afraid by the size of their egos. Because that's all they're training is their egos from early ages by joining clubs. They're just training their egos. It's not training their skills or see how good they play. They're just training their egos. All the sportsmen use the easy as 1, 2, 3. Time. Three tensions of time in a sequence. Time portal, which was mentioned in Polders and Corners by Sameta. And which makes it easy as 1, 2, 3, which was mentioned in the Quran when Solomon asked the Ifrits, who can bring me Sheba's palace. And one of the Ifrits said, I can bring it to you before you can stand up. I'm powerful enough to do this. Another Ifrit who had knowledge of a book said, I can bring it before you stand, before the blink of your eye. So, and then Solomon saw it in front of him, and he was appreciative, and he told them to remodel the mansion, and he paved it with crystal, before Sheba as his guest. So even the Quran tells you things can move in the blink of an eye. Now, is that light speed? Are you calling that light speed? Or is it just easy as 1, 2, 3, 3 tenths of time? How do footballers get to their matches without getting tired? How does Roger Federer get through all these Grand Slams and all these tournaments without getting tired? Always looking fresh. Never getting bored on a bus or a train or a plane or a car. Always fresh for the next game. How they're doing it, and all these people are just watching it, indulging on it, but they don't ask questions where it's coming from, who's doing what, how do they set up all the concerts without the technician knowing where's playing who's playing what or what's playing what. How do they do all that without the artist telling them, I want this here, I want that there, I want this there, I want this there, I want this there. How do they do that? How do they get to their concerts without even getting seldom seen on the road? You know what I mean? Yeah, they show an appreciativeness and call me a wanker and hate me so much. When the Semites, Solomon's treasure brought all the wealth to the West, right? And my time portal that I wrote about in the Polders and Corners made it so easy for them to transport things in the blink of an eye and stay fresh. Samsung Xiaomi. If you calculate that in energy terms, then they don't have no value. I'm the richest person in the world. I can decide whatever. I can decide the promised land. I can decide who should live on Earth or who shouldn't live on Earth. But yet they promote E equals MC squared and do all this fancy travelling through space in spaceships and thinking energy consuming transport when they know it's easy as 1, 2, 3. But they don't believe in easy as they want to believe in consuming pigs, not reproducing chickens. They want to waste the world's resources, waste the world's reproductive cycle, waste the water cycle, and destroy everything. That's what the evil. Committing evil, the governments are committing evil because they don't want to see anyone challenge their hegemony and their dominance and their fake ideas of who's number one and who's not. When they've been tyrannising with devils and Gregory for so long. When they can't even hit a ball properly if they were humans. That's another thing. They won't be able to hit a ball properly if they were humans. You know why? Because they won't have the strength to whack it at 100 miles per hour. It's the gins they use. It's all gins. With on all their music saying, what's my name? Tell me my name and call me my name and all these things. You know, why did they say that? What sort of response did they want? Talking to gins. You think everyone's falling to gins? Some are humans, singular. One or two, maybe we count on one finger, just one, something like that. All the rest are secondaries. They know it. They're unrepentant. They can't repent, they don't denounce the devil. They start lying and call the Messiah the devil instead. And make a lord out of Satan. When you think about who's the richest man in the world, son of a bus driver, son of David, Messiah.